All right, ladies and gentlemen, Keith Johnson here coming to you on this 16th day of October 2015. Real quick, I just wanted to finally dispel a rumor that's been circulating on the internet for more than a year now. I've never paid any serious attention to it in the past because it hasn't escalated beyond the realm of pure speculation. But that all changed recently when the political hillbilly became the first to go on record and outright accuse me of being the Keith Johnson that you see here named as a defendant in this 13-page document from the United States District Court of Virginia. As he writes, I told you people, Keith Johnson is the lowest life form there is on Earth. Well, here is 100% proof. And what proof does he offer that this Keith Johnson and I are one and the same? Absolutely nothing. And I would challenge anyone who can suffer through his grueling 8.5 minutes of narration to find any proof. Aside from the obvious fact that we share the first and last name, the hillbilly has failed to connect us in any other way. I mean, we don't even live in the same state. Sure, this Keith Johnson used to reside in my state of Tennessee, but now he lives in a federal correctional facility in South Carolina, and I'm going to prove that to you in a few moments. But yes, folks, first and last name was all the proof the hillbilly needed to link me to this man's crimes. This is what he counts as research. Of course, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. This is what we've come to expect from hoaxers. Cases of mistaken identity, accusing people of crimes they didn't commit. I mean, you think we have a broken justice system now? Can you imagine if these hoaxers were in control of our government? How many falsely accused people would be marched up to the gallows? Scary thought, isn't it? Now, if you'd like to read all about the crimes of this Keith Johnson and his wife Angela, you can follow the link that he provides on his video right here. I'll make sure I provide you with the same link in the description box below. Now, rather than read through that 13-page document, I'll just briefly reference this press release from the United States Attorney's Office in Virginia. Note the date here, February 14, 2014. It's more than a year ago. It says here, former employee of defense contractor and wife sentenced for conspiring to obtain millions in fraudulent scheme involving vehicle parts for Afghan National Army. Alexandria, Virginia. Keith Johnson, 46, meaning he was 46 at the time of this writing last year, which would put him at about 47 or 48 today. Gee, I wish I was in my 40s, but I'm not. This Keith Johnson, who's speaking to you right now, is in his early 50s. Uh, Nevertheless, this Keith Johnson and his wife Angela of Maryville, Tennessee, a town I've never stepped foot in, were sentenced today for conspiring to commit wire fraud. Keith Johnson was sentenced to 30 months in prison. Angela sentenced to 6 months, followed by 6 months of house arrest. Then they were also sentenced, in addition to that, 2 years of supervised release in order to forfeit $2,034,684 to the United States. Folks, this is not me. Let's go down here and see what this whole scheme was about. According to court documents, Keith Johnson served as a program manager for a defense contractor in Afghanistan. And I guess part of their contract was to maintain and repair vehicles used by the Afghan National Army. In his position during 2008, Keith Johnson was involved in purchasing vehicle parts from vendors. And then it goes on to talk about the scheme. He and his wife Angela apparently formed a company in Tennessee and solicited quotes for different vehicle parts that were needed. Angela Johnson, using her maiden name to conceal her relationship to Keith, responded with quotes based on parts that she was able to purchase from other vendors, so on and so forth. Now, here's something more recent regarding this case from September 15, 2015. That was precisely 1 month ago. I found this on the website of this law firm. U.S. government contractors pay $1.45 million to resolve whistleblower case involving supplies for Afghan army. And in this article, this law firm talks about settling a lawsuit against the company that Keith Johnson worked for. So this gives you a bunch of clues, folks. If you want to follow up, I would suggest that you take my photograph and send it along to some of the peoples mentioned in this article to see if I'm the same Keith Johnson who was recently sentenced to 30 months in prison. Okay? We find Keith Johnson's name listed down here in this paragraph. The following individuals pled guilty in the bid rigging scheme. Keith Johnson, United States for everything. Ooh, look at here. We have his middle name, Ashley. Keith Ashley Johnson. Well, folks, that's not my middle name. And you can even ask people who are enemies of mine who have gone to the effort of finding out details about my past. They will attest to the fact that my middle name is not Ashley. We also find Angela Johnson's here. Angela Johnson listed here again, going by Angela Gregory Johnson. That's her maiden name. But it says here, all received prison sentences. So there you go, folks. Keith Ashley Johnson. That's a clue that I picked up from this article. And I did some calling around. As a matter of fact, I called this law firm. I also called the United States Attorney's Office. And I won't tell you who told me, but someone did clue me in as to the whereabouts of Keith Ashley Johnson. The person I spoke with told me that Keith Johnson could be found at the Edgefield Medium Security Federal Correctional Institution in Edgefield, South Carolina. And I didn't get the impression that this was some big secret. They told me rather matter-of-factly. I just choosing not to divulge the name of the person I spoke with because I don't see any point in doing so. But anyway, before I called this number to verify that he was there, I decided that I would check the inmate locator for the federal prison system to see if I can get some kind of registration number. Using that system, I was able to locate one Keith Johnson at the Edgefield Federal Correctional Institute. As you can see here, this individual is 48 years old, which is the age that Keith Ashley Johnson should be as of this date. His middle name is not listed in this database here, but as you can see, there are other Keith Johnsons where the middle name is also excluded. Okay, so we click on this link, and bingo, we have all of his information here. Armed with that, I decided to go ahead and give Edgefield a call and see if Keith Ashley Johnson is currently incarcerated at this facility.
You have reached the Federal Correctional Institution in Edgefield, South Carolina. If this call is in reference to an inmate, please press 0 now. If you know the extension of the party you wish to speak with, you may dial it at any time. Please hold for assistance.
Second line, correctional inmate.
Yes. Keith Ashley Johnson. I was trying. Yeah.
Sir, you there? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. I don't know. The phone call jacked up. Is it called reference to an inmate?
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
Is this called reference of an inmate?
Yes, I did.
What's his name?
Keith Ashley Johnson.
You got his number, sir?
I wanted to get his registration number or whatever.
I can help you with that, sir. Yeah, because here I need his full name and number, sir. Yeah, you got any information.
Okay, so you need his full name and number?
And register number, yes, sir. But
okay.
I have a number to a national location center if you want that, and they're able to assist you.
Okay, I've got the registration number. I just wanted to confirm it's Keith Ashley Johnson. Okay, here it is. 46029-074.
All right, stand by, sir.
Okay.
Sir?
Yes.
Yeah, what's her name again, sir?
What was his name?
Yes, sir.
His name is Keith Ashley, is the middle name, Johnson. Keith Ashley Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. is this? I mean, I wanted to make sure that was the same Keith Ashley Johnson with the inmate locator. Well, okay, registration number 46029-074. That's the same person, right? I just didn't want to send it information or money or mail or anything to the wrong person. So, do I have the right person?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Keith Ashley Johnson is at this Edgefield, right?
Yes.
FCI Edgefield?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And how long will he be incarcerated there? It says 2016 here. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. His original date is June 4th, 2016. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And what would the address be that I send? 501 Gary Hill Road, Edgefield?
Yes,
okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No problem.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now, before we close, I have a question for you, Hillbilly or Scott or whatever the fuck your name is. Tell me, how many bong hits does it take for you to muster up the courage to actually produce a YouTube video where you go on record accusing someone of a crime without offering up even a shred of evidence or an ounce of proof? I mean, how inebriated do you have to get to expose yourself to the potential repercussions of making an irresponsible statement like that? And before you reply in a YouTube video demanding more proof of my identity, let me respond to that right now by telling you to go fuck yourself. All right? You made a serious accusation, and now the burden of proof is on you to back up that accusation with evidence. Okay? Don't let this go. Dig and dig and dig until you find proof that I'm the Keith Johnson in those court documents. And unless you're able to do that, then you need to retract your statement. Okay? Otherwise, I insist on facing my accuser. All right? Which means at the very least, you need to upload a video up there in the Buckeye State or West Salem, wherever the fuck you live, and look me in the eyes when you make a serious accusation like that. Okay? And if you're going to call me out by name, I have the right to know the name of the man who's calling me out. That's what you call mano a mano. That's what you call an even playing field. And if you're unable to do that, then you have no honor, okay? So either back up your statements like a man or continue hiding like a coward. Personally, I don't think you have the balls, but I'd be more than happy to be proven wrong. Okay, punk?